got Cam, we got Ethan, we got Cal, Sunshine, we got Ash with us as well on the show. And Mr. Bond, welcome back to the show. Good to see you again, Kate. Good to have you on. I'm going to go to Kate first, actually. Kate, what did you make of your team? Because I haven't spoken much about Tottenham at all, so I'll go to you. What did you make of Tottenham today, Kate?
Look, I thought it was a poor game with two average teams. You want to know the truth? I don't think there was much to shout about on either side. I think a draw was a fair result. Tottenham didn't really come to life till the last 10 minutes of the game. Before then, it was pretty poor. I don't understand why Richarlison is ever putting on a Tottenham shirt again. I know he scored, but this guy, I just can't.
He's busy taking it off most of the time, Kate.
He is so bad as a footballer. He literally is so bad. And yet, when Tell come on, he made a bit of a difference. Look, I just thought it was a bang average game. We gifted you the first goal. They passed it to Van der Ven when he was bang under pressure. Couldn't do much with it, which it was a nice goal. Then I thought we come back into it. But when you're a Tottenham fan, it don't matter if we'd have come in and gone 3-1 up with 2 minutes to go. I'm never sitting there thinking we're going to win this. So, you know what I mean? What makes me laugh is your title is that Spurs bottled it. And yet you was 1-0 up for all that time. And yet you let Spurs with Richarlison and Tell up front, who everyone criticises non-stop, score 2 goals.
I hear that, right? But I also know about Babby. My view on it was this, right? On the title. And through democratic process, I've added Spurs and United bottled the title. I updated it, actually. But my view is this. My view is it's harder to hold on to a lead for, say, 70 minutes away from home than it is for 1 minute at home. If you said to Man United, you're going to go 1-0 up and have a minute to see it out, that's a lot harder than saying you're 1-0 up, you've got 70 minutes to see it out. Like, it is harder to hold on to a lead for 70 minutes than 1 minute. That's why I worded it that way, yeah.
But you're right, Terry. Spurs did bottle it. And you seem to be forgetting that Man United were down to 10 men.
Yeah, that's a big like that.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So they did bottle it. Like when before Spurs scored that second goal.
Oh, do you know what? Ash, I've changed the title again. Now back to Spurs. There we go.
There you go, Terry.
Don't say we're not a democracy. Don't say we're not a democracy. But Kate, look, I hear you, and that's why I was so gutted when you went 2-1 up, because I looked at it and just thought Man United have done that a lot in this last. This is the problem for United fans. Amram will get a lot of the blame, and I get it because he hasn't improved this enough yet. But I feel like this has been 2 to 3 years at United. We can be winning in a game, we can be comfortable in a game, but we have these 5-minute moments of madness where it goes. What did you make of Xavi? I want to ask you about Xavi Simons because there was a massive booing from the crowd when he was taken off. Did you agree with his substitution? I mean, you scored 2 goals after it, so maybe it was the right thing, but should he be left on the football pitch?
Look, I'm not going to criticise because the 2 subs that come on, Udogie assisted Tell, so it was the right thing to do. But at the time, I didn't want him to go off. I see people saying he's crap in the chat, and I think we're starting to see slides, not a brilliant performance, but we're starting to see glimpses of what he can do. He done a lovely little turn in the middle of the park. But look, I don't like to say what he did was wrong because it worked. It's only that De Ligt did a brilliant header at the end to snatch a point. But I'm more pissed off that Richarlison spent 5 minutes crying on the floor because he actually managed to do his job and score a goal. He should have got straight off of his knees, G'd everyone up and said, right, come on, let's hold on, finish it off. But he's too busy crying. I mean, what is this man? I don't understand.
Richarlison isn't a footballer. He's not a footballer. Something's wrong with that guy.
I agree. I agree.
Like, watching him today actually got me angry watching Richarlison play football. Like, all his decisions are wrong. His touch is wrong. His runs are wrong. Every time Tottenham's trying to link up play in the final third, he just misplaces the pass, misplaces the touch. I don't get it. I really don't get Richarlison. And I really don't get Brendan Johnson either. I just don't get these guys. And to be honest, I feel sorry for Xavi Simons because every time I'm seeing him progressing the ball, he's literally on an island by himself. Like, he's just surrounded by Manchester United players, and now he has to slow down on the transition because there's literally no one to play off. Like, people are saying Xavi is bad. It's like, dude, he like in order for him to do anything in the game I was watching, he will literally have to dribble past like 3 or 4 players and take the shot himself. There's literally no one to play off of. I think something was wrong. Like, I know I'm not a United fan or Spurs fan, but just watching the game today, it just felt from the first minute, no team really wanted to take this game by the scruff of the neck. I don't think any team wanted to impose their will on the game. I felt like Spurs were just trying to maybe counter what United was doing, and United was trying to do the same thing, but no one was actually taking any risks or trying to play football. So I think that's why
the issue, though. I hear you. I don't think we weren't trying. I think that's just we saw 2 mid teams in a full-on mid-off. It was a
dude, it was really bad. Watch
like,
as a neutral, bro.
To be completely honest, like it was for me, it was a sloppy game, start to finish. There's so much conversation right now in all the group chats. Oh, manager, this, and that. It was like this was just it was a mid game when it comes to execution from both teams. In the first half, United looked good when we were playing with the ball in their box for a bit. We had a few moments of looking good. In the second half, we literally couldn't hold on to the ball for our lives. We couldn't. Like we made a positive change by bringing in Sesko and dropping Maz. Like we tried. Like this is the problem where it's like everyone's like, oh, United sat back. No, we didn't. Spurs just played better in the second half than we did. Like that was just facts. Like they just pinned us back. Like we have a midfield too. The problem is, and honestly, like I owe Staffy an apology because he was completely right about fucking Ugarte. Like that at the end of the day, like when I watch the games and people will be like, oh, De Ligt got spun. I always try to think of, well, how do you get put in that position? How he got put in that position was because Odegaard picked up the ball, dribbled, crossed half the field, half the pitch, with Ugarte holding on for life, trying to catch up to him, completely out of position, and he put in a very good cross, and it stuck to Tell's. It stuck to Tell, and he put in a great shot. Like for me, I would rather, and I get it, Cass wasn't amazing all game, but I'd rather a tired Cass who would be out there, who'd probably be in better position, and who at very least would have taken Odegaard out. At very least, he gets there. At very least, he takes his legs, and it's like, and he looks around, make sure it's not a red. Okay, cool. We stop the attack. That would have been, for me, sufficient. At least you do that, because that's where I get pissed off when I look at these players, and I'm like Ugarte is so bad that you're like, he comes on and we were ready. That was 10 men. Never mind when Sesko went off. It was like, now we're down to 10 men. Now our midfield is completely fucked. When Bruno already struggles in that role defensively, he's already not good defensively in that role. I think offensively he's been completely fine this season, but defensively he's already bad. You put somebody who's even worse than like a tired legs cast beside him, and it's like we have zero midfield whatsoever. And that's what caused a ton of problems at the end of that game for us. That for me, it's that was the biggest issue. I don't think either team didn't want to take a game by the scruffs. I just don't think the quality was there, and it was evident with the substitutions. Even like we're looking at our bench, and people were like, "Oh, like listen, if Mainu was healthy, I'd have been actually really upset with the substitution today, but he wasn't healthy, so I can't be mad that he brought in Ugarte. But you look at the bench, and you're kind of like, who else is he going to bring on? Xerxes? Like Xerxes hasn't been great for us. Like there's really like we don't have great players coming off that bench, and I don't think Spurs do either. I think Spurs players coming off the bench were better than the players they started, but like realistically, if you go down through the top 15, 60 players, once you get past our 11, I'm scared of who you have to bring on.
That's the problem with Man United, and it's a problem with Man United fans right now. Is like we have this well, not all of us, but a lot of us have this inflated view of how good our squad is. And after that 3-game run, it's guys flipping back, man. We're gonna beat Forest, we're gonna beat Spurs, we're gonna go on this mad winning run, we're gonna finish top 4. And it's like, guys, do not remember what happened last season. We finished 15th. The season before that, we finished 8th. We lost to Spurs 4 times in a row, one including the final. And part of it was the squad is the squad is a problem. And when we look at our midfield, today is the day where I'm like, this is why us not buying a midfielder in the summer was a problem. Because we needed today someone to come on and be like, right, guys, let's slow this crap down. Yeah? Let's make sure these passes stick. Cunha, stop running into players and actually come play with us. because we needed to keep the ball for at least 5
I'm glad
minutes.
someone else saw that because that was doing my nothing.
Mr. Bond actually spoke to me. He said Cunha, he has a point about Cunha that he wants to say when it comes back on. But for at least 5 minutes, we needed to keep the ball, and no one could do it. And that's why I was getting pissed off. Because I'm like, of course it's gonna come. The first goal is gonna come because we can't keep the ball. We gotta talk. Like, listen, Mason Mount's pass to Sesko. People get onto Sesko, yeah, and he fine. We can get onto him. But that pass into Sesko for the first goal wasn't good. When my striker has to stretch to try and get the ball, it's not a good pass. So Mason Mount, poor pass into the middle. Ugarte, there's a thing that he does, which this is how I know I'm done with him, because every player knows how to deal with him. Because he likes to snap, players will just do a little feint. All they need to do is a little feint. They'll wait for him to do a motion, got him. They'll wait for him to do it because all he can do is lunge for a tackle. That's all he can do. They'll wait for him to do that little motion forward to go for the lunge, and they'll go for it. That's how Odegaard got away. He's like, all right, cool, little body feint, gone. And it's too easy. And the midfield is always going to be a source of contention. But going back to the point I was starting with, United squad is not top 4. Can we just get it out of our heads and people get it out of their minds? We're not a top 4 squad. Listen, if we make top 6, that is very, very, very good. But we're not even a top 6 squad right now. We are.
I don't know about that one because looking at the field. Looking at the field.
In my opinion, we are top 10, top 5, top 8, guaranteed top 8.
Yeah.
Squad. When we're pushing up to top 7, top 6, that's when we get some conversations. The conversation with our squad. When we get into top 4, listen, we're not there. So when people are applying this whole, we're gonna go on a run and we're a lot better than this, and putting all this talk on this team, we need to remember who we are. We need to remember what we are. We're not finished yet. We're not there yet. We've had 4, in my opinion, good signings in the summer, but we need like 6, 7, 8 more to even get to a place where we can keep competing. We need our younger players to develop where we can start competing. And I don't know, today just one of those games where I wasn't confident coming in. People saying, oh yeah, it's Spurs. Oh yeah, they've been poor. Oh yeah, it's the year where something's got to give. They can't beat us 5 times in a row. They did it in the end. But
yeah,
we still had you know what I mean? But we still had a chance to win.
KJ, listen, I echo a lot of what you said, and I think everyone's got a different view on different players in this game. I get the Ugarte stuff. Do you know, I didn't even move on in my mind to Ugarte. Purely, I was still so angry with Bruno and the guys from earlier on in the match. But we actually became slightly better at the attacking when those substitutions were made. So I totally get your point. But I do think by and large, and we've seen it in a lot of our different group chats, and a lot of you boys and Kate are in those group chats. United win a couple of games and people are like, oh, I think this could be something special. And I'm like, we could build something special, but 80% of the squad won't be here. By the time it's called special, there's so much improvement that's needed. There's so many players that are just not good enough. And I don't think that matters who the manager is. I think we could bring in yes, I'm not, because we'll get into that debate again. Yes, there are coaches that I think could make this team play better football and be more consistent. I'm not saying that, but I still think there would still be a ceiling that we'd get to where we'd start moaning and being angry again. How do we know that? Because we've had managers that have made us come second and we've been fuming. So we know that it's not just about being better than this that's going to quench our thirst. And the squad plays a big part in that. There's no doubt about it. Ethan, who do you support, mate?
Yeah, I'm a Spurs fan myself.
Ah, Besha. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. What did you make of Tottenham today, Ethan?
I honestly, from about first 70 minutes, I really thought we were there for the taking. Honestly, I think we had barely any shots on target, let alone shots at all. I think I could be wrong, but I think it took us. Did we have a shot on target in the first half? I'm not sure, but against Chelsea, we had 3 shots the entire game and 1 on target. We've got to shoot to score. I think defensively, Mickey van der Ven with that massive tackle, a few other challenges kept us in the game, maybe a few saves, but I really thought 70 minutes we were there for the taking. When I think the turning point was with the subs, I wasn't very pleased that Xavi was coming off. I thought he was one of our better players today, to be honest with you. Again, in midweek against Copenhagen. I think that's the best I've seen him play, to be honest with you. But I wasn't a massive fan of Tell coming on. Again, I was probably one of those fans that was booing him, but he made the difference. Odebear as well. But yeah, we did bottle it at the end. I'll be honest. Like we can't score a winner and then 10 men Man United on a corner kick. We've got to defend those better. It's ridiculous to me. So again, overall, I think 2-2 draw, maybe a fair result in the end. But again, I really thought we were there for the taking today. Really poor from most of the game, I'll be honest. But
you probably were there for the taking, but this is the thing, right? You know what Man United like doing? We like giving. We're givers, man. We are definitely the givers. And not the takers in a lot of footballing relationships. I know what Ash knows what I'm talking about there. Just a smile on his face. You know what I mean? And we're awful. We're awful for it. And I agree with you. It was two teams that today were so poor. It was unbelievable. And you know, sometimes football pundits do that whole, did United really want it? That's how I felt watching us playing you. It was almost this element of no one willing to take risks, and then when we did, they couldn't execute it. It was just horrendous to me. Ash,
that's what the game like lacked, risks. Like especially as a Spurs fan, we're lacking taking risks, especially on the attacking front. 90% of our ball game is again like just passes along the back four. We've got no one who, maybe a Maddison because he's injured, is out. Like we've got no one willing to make that pass into the midfield, that turn, and maybe make a risky ball where sometimes we lose it, but then sometimes we actually get into a good position. Like Xavi can't do it at the minute because like he's clearly not strong enough. Yes, we're seeing glimpses, but like the game just lacked risks. And then I think that's why it was so boring on the eye and so poor overall. I'll be honest with you.
The thing is as well, the fact that we've got, I know people say you can't blame injuries, but we've got like 10 first team injuries. I mean, you at the end of the game, De Ligt come out and said that Man United players were tired. You're playing one game a week. There's no excuse for you guys to be tired.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, the bad take.
What I will say about